now you have more than a voice. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Voice of the People, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenda Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
In a world where power shakes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns. Join us on People's Voice, where we amplify the voice of those that matters the most. Join the conversation. Share your thoughts with me. I am Xavier Udo. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 4 p.m. to 5. Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns. Thank you.
In Nigeria, weddings are more than ceremonies. They are deeply rooted cultural performances, traditions where love is measured, respect is demonstrated, and the couple's readiness is publicly declared. Today, we explore 4 remarkable marriage customs that continue to define and distinguish Nigerian culture. The Urhobo Groom's Acceptance Dance in Delta State. Among the Urhobo people, marriage proposals are not complete without a compelling performance. The groom must present himself to the bride's family through dance. This ritual is more than a formality, it is a declaration, a deeply symbolic gesture that speaks to his humility, strength, and readiness to resume the weight of marital responsibility. Under the watchful eyes of elders and kin, the groom steps into a sacred space. Each movement is measured. Each step is intentional. His dance becomes a silent language expressing respect for the family, reverence for tradition, and unwavering commitment to the woman he hopes to call his wife. But the true climax of the ritual comes not with applause, but with a response. If the bride rises and joins him moving in rhythm by his side, it is a powerful signal of acceptance, a public acknowledgement that she too is ready, that she sees in him a partner, a protector, and a future. Together, their dance becomes a union of purpose. For the Urhobo, this ritual is not just a tradition, it is a rite of passage, a cultural affirmation that love must be earned and marriage must be honored. In the Niger Delta, among the Ijaw, the bride does not smile on her wedding day. not until the symbolic gesture of value is complete. Among the Ijaw people, weddings are not merely ceremonies, they are cultural declarations of respect, value, and tradition. At the heart of this ritual stands the bride, composed, dignified, and silent. She does not smile. Her expression, calm and unreadable, is a quiet assertion of agency. It is tradition that before joy can unfold, a symbolic gesture must take place. Cash offerings are made to her not as a prize, but as a token of appreciation, a respectful acknowledgement of her worth, her strength, and a role in the union to come. Each offering is placed before her with care. The moment is deliberate. The bride weighs not just the amount, but the spirit in which it is given. And only when she is satisfied and when the gesture feels worthy, she smiles. That single smile marks the turning point, a quiet signal that respect has been shown and the union is worthy of celebration. Then the celebration began. For the Ijaw, this moment is sacred. It is not about wealth, but about recognition, about beginning a marriage with honor and the full consent of a woman who knows her value. For the Fulani of northern Nigeria, a man's strength and endurance are essential proofs of love. The Sharo festival, a centuries-old tradition known as the test of love. Here, in the presence of elders, family, and an entire community, a groom steps forward not with gifts, but with his back bared, ready to be flogged, not out of cruelty, but out of culture. Each lash he receives is a test of endurance, bravery, and emotional control. He must stand tall without flinching, without crying or retreating. His silence is everything. It is his declaration that he is strong enough to protect, patient enough to endure, and emotionally ready for the journey of marriage. But the challenge does not end there. Sometimes another man steps forward, a rival for the same bride, and in that arena, love becomes a contest. The one who withstands the pain with the most dignity, the one who shows the greatest strength, earns the right to her hand. This is not mere spectacle, it is ritual. A cultural practice where courage is measured and marital readiness is revealed through sacrifice. For the Fulani, marriage is not simply accepted, it is earned. For the Sharo tribe, true love proves itself. The Efik fattening room wedding preparation. In Cross River State, the Efik people prepare brides with grace and wisdom. It is a sacred institution known as the fattening room, which prepares a bride not just for a wedding, but for womanhood itself. Here, young women are secluded for weeks, sometimes months, in a sacred... and private space. And this time, honor tradition, the bride-to-be is not isolated, but nurtured, fed a rich, balanced diet to promote fullness and beauty, a symbol of prosperity and care. But the transformation is not just physical. Elders and matrons pass down vital knowledge, the art of respect, power of patience, the strength of dignity. She is taught how to manage a home, uphold cultural values, and honor her future role as a wife and mother. It is a school of femininity, of discipline, and of pride. And when she emerges, she is met not with mere ceremony, but with celebration, glowing in confidence, poised in wisdom, and ready to step into her union with grace and honor. Across Nigeria, wedding traditions are not mere customs. They are rich cultural expressions that takes character, affirm worth, and prepare couples for life ahead. They challenge, they honor, and empower. In these traditions, love is not spoken but proven. Some test strength, others demand patience, but all are rooted in respect, in community, and in legacy.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarite is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Years ago, we lit the spark. Today, we are blazing the trail for others to follow. VOP Media is 3. 3 years of breaking boundaries. 3 years of being that bold voice that echoes the thoughts of the people. 3 years of telling stories that matter.
We have experienced complete breakdown in democratic governance.
We are not just a brand. We are a movement, giving voice to the voiceless.
We go to bed empty hunger.
To every viewer, every voice, and everyone that has made us who we are, we say thank you. VOP Media, 3 years and still counting.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
25 forward. The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded?
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dili Utomi on the Maritime Frontiers show, brought to you by VOP Television. Today on the show, we are talking about improving the predictability index of our goods clearing process. And we have an experienced maritime person in the person of Isachukwu Emeka KOB Ano to talk about all things about improvement of the predictability index within the good process. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dile. It's an honor. Thank you.
You're very much welcome. To start with, what is the predictability index? Before we talk about improving the improvement of the process.
What the predictability index attempts to address is the cargo clearance time. That's cargo dwell time in the port. How quickly are you able to get cargo out of the ports? The second thing it tries to address is costing, cost predictability. Can I, as a trader, before I import XYZ cargo, know exactly how much it will cost me to purchase, to ship, to clear from customs domain, and then to get it to my warehouse as the trader? Can I predict this cost and nothing changes? And then what is the predictability of process outcomes? For instance, if it costs me, say, 10 million, or 12 million, 13 million, as the case may be, to clear this cargo, and then I spend 3 days doing so, in my next import, will it cost me the same timing? Would there be issues of valuation and classification with customs? All of these are what the predictability index is attempting to address. And the unpredictability in timing, costs, and process outcome is a huge challenge. And although now the introduction of the national single window will address a good number of all of these.
It's yet to be introduced.
Yes, it's yet to be introduced, but when that kicks in, it will address all of this. So currently, there is the issue of the FX fluctuation. So at the time of opening Form M, dollar is at a particular rate. Upon arrival of the cargo, the rate has changed. Now, if that rate goes up, then there's a problem. I have to rework everything I've done before. And of course, you know what that is. That's an impact on cost. And as a trader, what do? At the end of the day, I build this new cost into the price of the commodity. And that leads to higher cost of living in the nation. Inflation, exactly. So there's also the issue, like I already mentioned before, of the inconsistency in valuation and classification of goods. I'll cite one example quickly. Like gypsum and plaster, they are very similar items. So when you import gypsum or plaster, one of them pays higher than the other. Okay. So what this now creates is a situation where you, as the freight forwarder, you are at the mercy of the customs officer. If you are not able to clearly show that what you're importing is gypsum or plaster, you'll be made to pay for that which is higher. And
this one is left to his discretion.
Yeah, so it's now left to his discretion. It's now for him to decide whether what you've paid is good enough or not. So there's also the issue of network downtimes, like we had when the Bodogu was introduced with customs. Excellent project, but we had a number of network delays that span into months. So what that now created was a situation where cargo was stuck in the port. We could not clear cargo out of the port on time. Of course, the terminal operators kept charging, the shipping lines kept charging, the trader was meant to bear the cost. There are also a number of them like that. Okay, I think I There's another one, the high haulage cost. I think that has been addressed, but it's good that I mentioned that. The high haulage costs, we had an issue, I think that was 3 months ago, with the cost with the truck transit part e-collab system. So where we had truckers duplicating registration numbers, using those to get e-collabs, and then selling that at the port's entrance. So this now made haulage cost go up. Because if I have my own truck and I want to get into the port and pick my own cargo, I'll have to follow the queue. But I already have a number of people that has duplicated call-ups in front of me waiting to sell before they get in. So that keeps me that keeps me far back. And that is, if I now want to jump that queue, I have to buy from somebody who has already acquired the call-up. And this increases cost. And then there's also the issue of data. And I think that one is key because currently there's no agency that gives traders ports data, trade data. Now, these are very key because it helps you to see trends in the industry. It helps you to make demand forecasts. You can know when a particular item is beginning to rise in demand. Exactly. So all of this data is key. All of this data is important. But currently, we do not have any agency that gives this data to us as it is right now.
Well, what happens to the Shippers Council? Is it not a job?
Yes, but the Shippers Council is lacking in a number of areas. They are lacking in a number of areas. And there's no clear mechanism for giving this data. There's no structured method for dishing this data out to the public. There's no, I do not currently know of any public
entity that is responsible for giving out data on maritime matter.
Exactly.
What about the National Institute of Institute of Statistics or what's it called?
How much of this data do they have?
Okay.
So I've looked at that in my own personal research. Some of them do have this data, but it's lacking in a lot of details.
Okay.
And you can't use that details to make investment decisions. Yes. So, but I already mentioned the national single window, which when introduced would, I think, solve a lot of these problems.
So all these items, these factors that I've itemized, they compound to cause a predictability index to be low.
Yes.
Now, looking at them one by one, what are the things we need to do as a nation so that we can keep improving how to do business? Because if like the World Customs Organization says a stability index for cargoes in Nigeria coming to Nigeria is okay, it means also that it affects general business and it affects the way others see us in terms of bringing in
ease of doing business. Yes.
In terms of ease of doing business, locally and every
yes.
Look, these points that I praised by what are the areas that was work on? Taking a look at these factors that you have itemized that tend to affect the predictability index. How do we work for them individually and systematically?
Okay. First of all, the Shippers Council should be proactive in addressing service provider cost delays. If there's a problem with the customs network, and that delay spans beyond 3 hours, beyond 4 hours. Now, the reason I'm saying 3 hours, 4 hours is the terminal opens by 9 a.m., customs resume by 9 a.m. You have until 6 p.m. to finish business.
Oh, I thought they are talking about 4-hour business operations.
Yeah, that's
certain ports, and
that's yes. The 24 hours clearance process is mostly with the terminal operators. All right. Once you've cleared with customs, you can go into the port at any time and pick your cargo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but not with customs. Customs resumes 9 a.m., closes 6 p.m. So if I have a delay that takes me 4 hours, that's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., that's already a large chunk of the day. That's like 1/3 of the day. So how much would I be able to do with the rest of the time that I've got? I most likely will not be able to finish with customs. That now means business sips into the next day. Now, if it sips into the next day, the terminal is counting for me, the shipping line is counting for me. Who bears that cost? So there should be a system where if there's such a delay, Shippers Council takes note of it, pauses the time, so that until that is rectified, I can be granted a waiver for the said period. There's also the interagency collaboration that is quite lacking. For instance, I import used electronics or solar panels. When I bring this in, NESRA is the agency charged with the responsibility of environmental, what is it called now? So I should get a phytosanitary certificates to bring in such items. Now I do this, I get the certificate, or I don't get it. There's no connection between NESRA and customs, so that they are able to know at the final exit point if my documentation is right, if I fulfilled the demands of NESRA, so that I can take this cargo into the market and sell. Now, I think NAFDAC is one agency that have done well in that regard, because they issue a release note. Now, this release note is easily verifiable. There's a QR code that you can scan and know that, okay, this release note is for this exact cargo you're moving out, and this cargo has fulfilled all of NAFDAC's demands. So you can take it into the market and sell. That way we're safe. Now, but for NESRA, for quarantine services, I think this is lacking. I think they can improve on that. For network downtime, I've already mentioned the Shippers Council can do something about that. And then for the fluctuation in FX, we have to, I think someone recommended at an earlier time that the FX rate as at when I opened Form M should be the FX rate I should pay with when I'm clearing, when the cargo arrives. Should be this of 16 FX. Yes. But SEMA, the customs law, says that what I'm supposed to pay when clearing cargo is the prevailing market rate of FX. So it means is if
for prevailing market, it's also where you open your
at the point of clearance. At the point of clearance.
Then that is quite ambiguous.
Okay.
Point of clearance could be when you're searching it. It can also be during the clearing process. It can also be at the end of the clearing.
No. Customs insists is at clearing process. So at the time I am assessing these goods on the custom portal, at the time I'm making my declarations for customs purposes, whatever the FX rate is, that's the rate I'm supposed to pay. So it means that dollar may be at 1,048 at the point of opening Form M. And then at the clearance time, dollar is at 1,560. That difference is a whole lot. Is a whole lot. And it makes a huge impact. So customs insists that whatever the rate is at the point of declaration, that's the FX rate you use for customs payments. So if we can harmonize these two so that what I assess during Form M is what I pay with, it makes it easy for me to plan. All right. And then this increases my predictability of how the process will go. Yeah, thank you.
You talked about one other factor, data.
Yes. So I initially said when the national single window comes on board, it will address that. This is because the national single window would be a single entry point for all documentation and data submitted for the cargo clearing process. All right. So the single window, I don't know how it's going to be built. I'm not a part of the management team. But if it's properly built, you can know what volume of XYZ is being imported, when and why. You can know how much is being paid for XYZ. You can look at all of the agencies involved and the documentation processes for all of this. And then looking at this, an investor can look at all of this data and make a business decision if to do this or to do this. So I think the single window solves that problem, being a single entry point for all data relating to the cargo clearance process in Nigeria.
In all these things called to the house, okay? I know you are quite experienced and well educated, so you know all this. Who's members of your clearing fraternity or the freight forwarding
Community, yeah?
They lack the knowledge of a lot of the processes. They group in the dark when it comes to the freight forwarding business. How don't you think that education is part of what is also
Oh, yes. Yes.
causing the predictability index to be
Yes.
low?
Yes. And in fact, this is another key area we're looking at. But NAGAF as an association,
What's NAGAF?
NAGAF is the National Association of Government-Approved Freight Forwarders. All right? It is the foremost freight forwarding association in Nigeria in terms of number of freight forwarders as members and also number of customs license.
You're a member of NAGAF.
Yes, I'm the financial secretary of NAGAF in Apapa. So NAGAF has an academy that teaches shipping and freight forwarding. And in that academy, we do as much as possible to address all of these key issues, all of these key areas. So, and then the academy is ongoing, it's in session right now. So whoever is interested can come and register. Also, CRFFN, which is the regulating authority for freight forwarding in Nigeria, is also doing a lot in that regard. And yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how your members, like, what's the estimate of the membership and your membership capacity?
Membership capacity in NAGAF or with CRFFN? In NAGAF. Currently, NAGAF has over 5,000 members. And that number has increased because we recently inaugurated
different chapters.
Yeah, different chapters. I think Katsina and Semeboda. So that number has gone up.
Yes. That has been, from my records, we have it on good authority that CRFFA, a Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarders, only trained about 350 freight forwarders this year. So yeah, talking about that's like a drop in the ocean. And we have about 6, 7, or 8 freight forwarding associations. So that issue of education, that's the point I tried.
Okay, so well, you know, like it is said, you can only pull a horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink. All right. So CRFN is doing a wonderful job in the professionalization of freight forwarding. Okay. And one of the key things it is going to address is implementing the minimum standard for practice. Yeah. That is set to come up, I think, in 2026. Sometime in 2026. I'm not so sure about this now. So what that means is that for you to practice freight forwarding, there's a minimum qualification you must have. So when that is implemented, you would see a number of people taking these courses. And I think we'll have an improvement in that regard.
Okay. And let's even talk a bit about CRFFN.
Okay.
I know you're a member of CRFFN.
Oh, yes, I am.
What do you think have they been alive to their responsibility in terms of protection of the welfare, the interests of the freight forwarders? Because, yeah, they regulate freight forwarding, less freight forwarders.
Yes, they do.
And they are also supposed to take care of certain things like the education we talked about.
Yes.
Like helping to, look at some of the issues that bother, freight forwarding. Have they been alive to your responsibility? Right, your own personal aspect?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 6.57.
For the present executive of CRFFN or the past?
Yes, this present executive. Now, even the past have did quite well. I think the former registrar Sam Moko did beautifully well. I give him that. The current registrar, Igwe Kingsley, is also doing very well too. Yeah. So although there are some challenges with the payment of the practitioners operating fee, POF. Yeah. So, and that's an issue that the national single window will also address. The current contractors handling the payment portal for the POF is really making matters complicated. We've had several issues. In fact, I think it was 3 days ago, I was trying to make a payment, it wasn't going through. Freight forwarders have called me, sir, we're trying to pay POF, we're having issues with the portal, it's not going through. And then I said, an issue of downtime. Yes, yes. So, but now, this is with the company managing the portal. And I don't know, I think SRFN is unable to do so much to address that. I think they're just waiting on the national window to come on, like national single window to come up, yeah, and that solves it. So,
okay. No. Do you think the national single window is like the silver bullet, the proverbial single bullet, silver bullets that will cure a whole lot of dermats?
Yes. If it is implemented exactly the way we've been told, exactly the way it is being implemented in other nations like Singapore, yes. Yes. Okay. It solves interagency collaboration. Yeah. It helps to also solve the network downtime issues because now we are able to keep track of where there's a bottleneck. All right. It solves the data issue because now they would have all of this data and they can give it off in the form of an API. So interested parties can pull from this API and then look at the data and make business decisions. It solves, although it may not be able to address the FX issue, but it solves a good number of issues, and I think that's good enough.
Okay, and the follow-up question to that. Okay, you talked about part of the reason why we are having problems with some of these modern business techniques, the issue of like in Nigeria, a lot of talk about sabotage.
Okay.
And that was actually what affected Igodo when it was introduced because a lot of people still want that human contact. I hope that particular parts of it have been taken care of in the national single where somebody will go and tap out with it and say, we want this killer to work because we want to continue to contact it if so that those discretionary the actions can come up again.
Okay. Well, the discretionary powers of an officer to take decision, being the officer in charge of the consignment in question, is key. We can't take that away from the officers because they are the ones on ground, they are the ones seeing the cargo, and I think he can make the best decision rather than leave that to an AI automated system to take that decision. I think human contact in this regard is still key. We may not be able to take that out completely, but it reduces the Nigeria Customs Service did something beautiful. They introduced something called the advance ruling. So what that addresses is the issue of gypsum and powder that I mentioned earlier. You can apply to customs and say, hey, I'm looking to import XYZ. What's your ruling on this consignment? And then they give you a ruling and say, okay, for this consignment, XYZ is how we view it. This is what you should pay. This is how it should be done. These are the necessary documentation you need to get all of this done. Once you have that ahead of your cargo arrival, you can begin to take care of your documentation. You can even make declarations and pay. And then if it's questioned by anybody, you have your advance ruling. You have the ruling on that consignment and you're good to go.
Okay, so he eliminates the...
Yes, the only challenge that I see with that is that it takes about 30 days to get a ruling. So I'll have to write manually to Abuja, and Abuja can now give a ruling on the matter and then respond to me. And this process takes about 30 days. So but I think that with the national single window, it can be reduced to 24 hours, 48 hours max. I apply today online, customs gets it, they respond to it, they reply to me via email. I have the ruling in my email, and that solves it.
No,
The number one customs person in Nigeria is CG. That's the Customs Controller General of Customs.
Yes. CG Adeni. Exactly.
Is a chairman of board of the World Customs Organization.
Yeah.
And there should be better collaboration now between the World Customs Organization and Nigeria in terms of trying to improve this predictability index that we are talking about.
Yes.
Are there the ways of
actions that he has taken?
Actions that been taken to
yes.
show that this is improving.
Yes. The coming online of Odogu has been championed by him. So yes, he's doing excellently well in that regard. But personally, I have some concerns. The concerns that I have is with SMEs. I do not think he's doing so much to keep SMEs in the freight forwarding business. I say this because he recently proposed an increase in the customs licensing fee. All right. Now, what that increase, even though he's attempting to address a problem, but personally, I don't think that's the best approach to address the problem. All right. Increasing the customs licensing fee, what that would do is it would put the business in the hands of a few, thereby creating a monopoly. Yeah. And I don't think that's good for business. Everybody with a bit of understanding of economics knows that SMEs are the heartbeats of a nation's economy. So by the time you take out SMEs from from gaining access to customs licenses and importing and doing business themselves, you put them at the mercy of the handful of people who are able to obtain customs license. Hell, if you make customs licensing fee, entrance fee, 10 million naira, how many SMEs can afford that? If you make renewals fee 4 million naira, how many SMEs can afford that? So, and it's the highest in the world currently.
No, it's a proposed high.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be proposing 10 million entrance fee, 4 million renewal.
But your association and the rest of them have the duty to table this matter.
Yes, yeah. As from the proposals already, you can. Okay, so even if we reduce renewal fees to 1 million naira, right, it's still too high. The cost of
what's the present renewal fee?
The present renewal fee is 215,000.
250.
Yes.
And what's the registration fee?
Registration fee is 515,000.
200. That's probably about 1,000%.
Over 2,000% increase. That's too high. Even if we make the entrance fee 1 million naira and the renewal 500,000, it's still very high. It's still too high. The cost of maintaining a license to operate a filling station in Nigeria is still 15,000 naira. Yes.
Filling station.
Yes. So what are we? Why? So he'll need to look at that. He's currently looking at that. Like you said, it's a proposal. He's currently looking at that. I hope a 100% increase won't be too bad, but I hope they keep it below 100% increase. Okay. But overall, the CG is doing well.
Yes. Okay. Now, what about the other processes of the goods clearing process? You talked a little bit about transportation,
haulage cost.
That's the haulage cost.
Yes.
As regards to impact of the forex and impact of
the e-call-up system.
What can be done to rectify those?
Okay.
Usually the e-call-up system is being handled by a private company.
Yes.
So under that
MP.
Being employed by MP.
Yes. Truck transit park.
I know. Truck transit park. Has it been as efficient as would have wanted it to be?
Well, they improved the system from what it used to be. And before now, you can't access our papa. It was a hell of a job accessing our papa. So, but they've improved that. But these other issues that I mentioned, they are also working on it currently. I think there's a There's a new introduction. I don't know if that has taken effect. I don't think it has. But I know that, I think about last month, NAGAF was interacting with them. There's a new innovation they did to root out this multiplicity of registration numbers with which people access the call-up system. So they've been able to deal with that. And once that is implemented, the system becomes free. So you can split that. So they came up with a system to identify trucks, not just by registration number with which you apply for call-up, but by a different mechanism. I think it's by an e-tag. Yes, they call it the e-tag. So by an e-tag. So what that does is you apply by your e-tag.
You have a singular e-tag.
Yes. You have,
no matter how many you want to apply for,
you have just one e-tag. All right. So once you apply with that, and I think the e-tag is also tied to a specific cargo in the port. So once you apply with that e-tag, you can't duplicate the process and have multiple call-ups in your pockets. So that addresses the entire problem. So once that is implemented, once I apply, I can say that in the next 4 hours, I'll be in the port. In the next 6 hours, given the queue, I'll be in the port, I'll pick the cargo, I'll leave. And that's good enough.
Then what about important for us like the stakeholders at HMX? Don't you think that these are also part of people not understanding the agencies, and the agencies they see the agencies are trying to exploit them? How well do you think that it impacts our business?
Yeah,
in relationship between stakeholders.
Yeah, okay. So in recent times, a lot of these agencies are now taking stakeholder engagement seriously. So, and recently that has improved. I can say for sure recently that has improved. So, but these engagements, they do it through the associations so that you can be able to get more people involved. And we're beginning to have more numbers show up for stakeholders engagement. So,
and now, give us a roundup of all this if we talk about. What would you, just in summary, tell us, give its customs and advice on what should be about improving the capacity index of
we should, to improve our predictability index in the cargo clearance process, we need to take the implementation of the national single window seriously. The registrar of CRFN is spearheading that, and is
seem to have a lot of faith in that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. And I think every stakeholder should give it 100% support, because if it's implemented, it will be implemented exactly the way we've been told it will be implemented. And when that is done, a number of these issues will be a thing of the past. So I think we should give the national single window a chance. I believe that we should give it our support so that it is implemented faster than they've planned to do. Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Mr. Chukwemeka Ikeobi Emmanuel, an experienced freight forwarder. The topic for today has been improving the predictability index of freight forwarding, or of the clearing process within Nigeria. I hope you've learned a lot about what we talked about today, and generally about the goods clearing processes in Nigeria, which serves the supply chain. Thank you so very much. This is Delio Tommy. We'll see you again next week.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Voice.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarite is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
2564 is coming up on Barney 9, right? The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
The name is Dr.
Join us on People's Voice, where we amplify the voice of those that matters the most. Join the conversation. Share your thoughts with me. I am Xavier Udo. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 4 p.m. to 5. Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns. Thank you.
In a world where power shapes with every headline,
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Are you ready to lift him high? All around the world, it's time. Let the praise wave rock. It's Praise Wave Live. Oh yeah, the rhythm of grace we testify. Let's go. He turned our mourning into dancing, our silence into shouting. It's Praise Wave Live. Let the glory rise. We're riding the wave. Every moment, every tribe. Praise wave, lift him up. Praise wave, don't stop now. Praise wave, all day, all night. Once we're live.
Ever wonder what inspires your favorite gospel artists? Explore and discover the rich heritage of continental gospel music and how this transformative journey has evolved and shaped cultures around the world as we dig deep into archival treasures, Feel the energy in our praise jam. Gospel Fusion on Voice of the People Television. Tune in this Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. and be part of a transformative experience that uplifts and inspires. Join us as we explore the transformative power of gospel music and its ability to uplift spirits and unite hearts. Tune in this Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. on Voice of the People Television. Gospel Fusion. Let's fuse our hearts in praise and joy.
The World Post Day, held annually on the 9th of October, is dedicated to celebrating the vital role of postal services in global communication and development. At this year's event, organized by the Nigerian Postal Service, stakeholders emphasized the continued relevance of the postal system in promoting literacy and connectivity despite the rise of digital communication.
Every year, every year, we celebrate the World Post Day to celebrate the resilience, to celebrate the breakthroughs, to also celebrate the men and women that are toiling every day to ensure that communities are connected, that people are connected, that individuals are connected, that goods exchange hands.
You can track the movement of your mails on your phone. You don't need to come out to the post office or go to the customer care service to monitor the movement of your mails. You can download the app track. You have your tracking number, because every product, every time you are at the counter, you'll be given the tracking number. So you have the tracking number to access, to know the level of movement of your goods or any merchandise you are sending.
Actually, postal services itself is technology. So modern day technology will just only come to add to what we have on the ground.
This year's celebration was described as a unique one, as students from Lagos mainland emerged as the first, second and third place winners in the Universal Postal Union essay writing competition, a remarkable achievement that brought pride to Lagos State, thereby providing an avenue for customers to interact with postal management and discuss ways to enhance service delivery across Nigeria.
I'm very, very overwhelmed because I never thought I'm going to be the first. At first, I never even wanted to write it at first, but I'm very, very happy. I feel very happy to be in this platform today. It's a very good opportunity to harness my inner ability. And technology can help these letters get to their destination faster. It can help in the perspective of advertising. With the help of advertising, a lot of people can personalize post and it could develop even better.
Postal service is used to send message from distant places, and it can be used as a medium of exchange for various goods and services, and it's also used as a medium of bank exchange and other relevant purposes.
Postal service is one of the best ways to send your mails, and not only mails, but they deliver parcels and others, both within Nigeria and outside Nigeria.
As the world goes digital, it's clear that the future of postal services depends on innovation and technology. It should therefore be a collective responsibility for all stakeholders to embrace and drive this change of transformation. Matthew Kunsuada, reporting for Voice of the People.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react. Understand. From the views on the street.
We go to bed empty hunger.
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shapes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Everybody keep watching Voice of the People. All right? Love you all.
Hello, sweetie. What's going on? My name is Kiki. Keep watching VOP TV. Thanks.
Hey guys, what's going on? Olumide Oru, the Fresh Prince of Lagos here, and this is VOP TV, guys.
Hello guys, I want you to please keep on watching VOP TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hafiz Oyetoro. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Shout out to VOP TV.
Very big shout out to the fans and lovers of VOP TV. My name is Tayo Faduro. I'm an actor that you are going to live to love. Keep watching. Cheers.
Hi everyone, so shout out to VOP.
Are you ready to lift him high? All around the world, it's time. Let the praise wave ride. It's Praise Wave Live. Oh yeah, the rhythm of grace we testify. Let's go. He turned our mourning into dancing, our silence into shouting. It's Praise Wave Live. Let the glory rise. We're riding the wave. Every moment, every tribe. Praise wave, lift him up. Praise wave, don't stop now. Praise wave, all day, all night. Watch it live. Let the world.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Shaka, who was born in 1787, died September 22nd, 1828. Zulu chief, founder of Southern Africa's Zulu Empire. He is credited with creating a fighting force that devastated the entire region. His life is the subject of numerous colorful and exaggerated stories, many of which are debated by historians. Shaka was the son of Senzangakona, chieftain of the Zulu, and Nandi, an orphaned princess of the neighboring Langeni clan. Because of his parents belonged to the same clan, their marriage violated Zulu custom, and the stigma of this extended to the child. The couple separated when Shaka was 6, and Nandi took her son back to the Lengani, where he passed a fatherless boyhood among a people who despised his mother. In 1802, Langeni drove Nandi out, and she finally found shelter with the Desheni, a subclan of the powerful Mtetwa. When Shaka was 23, Dingiswayo, the Mtetwa paramount chieftain, called up Shaka's Letsani age group for military service. For the next 6 years, he served with brilliance as a warrior of the Mtetwa Empire. Senzagakona died in 1816, and Dingiswayo released Shaka from service and sent him to take over the Zulu, which at this time probably numbered fewer than 1,500, occupying an area on the White Mfolozi River. They were among the smallest of the more than 800 Eastern Nguni Bantu clans, but from the day of Shaka's arrival, they commenced their march to greatness. Shaka ruled with an iron hand from the outset, melting out instant death for the slightest opposition. His first act was to reorganize the army. Like all the clans, the Zulu were armed with oxide shields and spindly throwing spears. Battles were little more than brief and relatively bloodless clashes in which the outnumbered side prudently gave way before extensive casualties occurred. Shaka first armed his men with long-bladed, short-hafted stabbing assegais, which forced them to fight at close quarters. He then instituted the regimental system based on age groups quartered at separate kraals and distinguished by uniform markings on shields and by various combinations of headdress and ornaments. He developed standard tactics which the Zulu used in every battle. The available regiments, known collectively as the Impi, were divided into 4 groups. The strongest, termed the chest, closed with the enemy to pin him down, while 2 horns raced out to encircle and attack the foe from behind. A reserve, known as the loins, were seated nearby with its back to the battle so as not to become unduly excited, and could be sent to reinforce any part of the ring if the enemy threatened to break out. The battle was supervised by indunas, or officers, who used hand signals to direct the regiments. An MP consistently covered 50 miles a day, living off grain and cattle requisitioned from the crowds it passed, and accompanied by boys who carried the warriors' sleeping mats and cooking pots. In 1827, Nandi died, and with his mother's death, Shaka became openly psychotic. About 7,000 Zulus were killed in the initial paroxysm of his grief, and for a year no crops were planted, nor could milk, the basis of the Zulu diet staple, be used. All women found pregnant were slain with their husbands, as were thousands of milch cows, so that even the calves might know what it was to lose a mother. Early in 1828, Shaka sent the Impi south in a raid that carried the warriors clear to the borders of the Cape Colony. They had no sooner returned, expecting the usual season's rest, than he sent them off to raid far in the north. It was too much for his associate and two of his half-brothers, Dingane and Mlangana, together with an Induna named Mbopa, murdered him in September of that year.
Voice of the people. You can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikena Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations, but who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Ever wonder what inspires your favorite gospel artists? Explore and discover the rich heritage of continental gospel music and how this transformative journey has evolved and shaped cultures around the world. As we dig deep into archival treasures, feel the energy in our praise jam, Gospel Fusion on Voice of the People Television. Tune in this Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. and be part of a transformative experience that uplifts and inspires. Join us as we explore the transformative power of gospel music and its ability to uplift spirits and unite hearts. Tune in this Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. on Voice of the People Television. Gospel Fusion. Let's fuse our hearts in praise and joy.
For the extraordinary. Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.